This is episode 3 of the series I've been releasing. To understand better, you need to watch episode 1 and 2. After our pastor had cheated her, she was chatting on Instagram, talking to people, just chatting around, and she met a man. And she and the man started getting close, they were talking every time. She narrated her story to the man, just a little of her story. Then he pitied her and started taking care of her. Told her that she had nothing to worry about. He took her out casually, he sent her money regularly. I had to ask, how old was this man? Because I'm so particular about age. How old was this man? She said the man was 50. I was like, 50 as well. Was he not married? She was like, let me continue, I beg. I said, okay. Then she said one day he told her to visit him, and she was happy because at least the man is letting her in his life. She had always, wanted to have just more than that. She wanted to actually be talking to him, be coming to his house. And the man had not been really, really responsive towards that. But according to him, it was like that day, he and his wife had a fight. So he wanted to just clear his head, talk to someone else that was not his wife. So they were talking, that day they were gisting and they were talking. And in her head, as the man was talking to her, in her head she was thinking, this man is so nice to me. He has never really asked me for anything before. How can I repay him? What should I do for him? That was what was going on in her head. And as the man was talking to her, she just kissed him. I was like, Azal. She now said the man kissed her back and they slept with each other that day. I was like, no way. How did that happen? Why did you let that happen? She was like, she didn't know. She just wanted to thank him. She just wanted to appreciate him for everything he has been doing. Then I tried not to be judgmental. I just smiled. My face was giving, we listen, we don't judge. And she said they were very guilty after. The man felt he betrayed his wife. The man felt he took advantage of her. Actually, they didn't even talk for a while. Later, they got over it and they started talking after. They were chatting again. I was like, okay. In my mind, I was thinking, this is movie. This is not a movie. Sorry, this is real life. The next week, like maybe about 3 weeks after they started talking again, he called her that he was bored, that she should come and greet him when she's free. Even if she was not free, according to her, she was like, even if she was not free, she'd have still gone to see him because she actually enjoyed talking to him. So this time, they even sat far apart. She said the man opened the doors, so that anybody can walk in. So, but then as they were talking, as the talk was getting intense, the both of them were sitting closer and closer to each other. And as they kept on talking, something happened again. But I think they kissed, and that was when the wife entered. The wife just wanted to come and surprise her husband, and it was so awkward. It was really awkward. She felt like a devil. She saw the pain in the face of the woman, of the wife. She saw the pain in the face of the husband for betraying. She felt like a devil that snatched somebody's marriage. And, she left their house. The man blocked her. She said the man blocked her after that. And I was like, how about their marriage now? She said that she doesn't know. But the man blocked her. And she doesn't still now. They've not spoken. They've not seen each other. And she said after the incident, she hated men because every single man in her life has failed her, every single person. But this time it was even her fault because he chose his wife over her, which was okay. But she felt dirty. She hated herself. She felt like a devil. She felt like a demon. She felt like a destroyer. She felt, oh God, that day she was using different intense words on herself. And she now said that because of everything that's been going through, she didn't like herself. She didn't want to talk to anybody. She just went to church. She started going to church again because, she just needed a place where she could belong. She didn't see herself as she fit in anywhere. She didn't fit in anywhere. So she wanted to go back to church to see if she could still fit in to church. And when she got to church, when she told me that, I just smiled because, wow, I'm happy that you went to church, right? And she got to church. In church, you're always preaching, concerning sin, concerning how sin is bad, how you should live a holy life, which was beautiful, right? But to her, she didn't know how to stop it. She had tried so hard not to stop lying, not to stop doing things. She had really tried so hard, but she didn't even know how not to sin. She had lied to her dad about so many things in school to get money because her daddy wasn't giving her money for upkeep. The time she tried to trust God for money, she was so hungry and she just had to lie to get money again. And going to church was just a constant reminder of how broken she was, and she didn't want to tell anybody. She didn't open up to anybody. They were always preaching about how she could stop sinning. She didn't know how, and she knew she was going to hell. And it was really that moment she said she just decided to leave church. And I was like, you shouldn't have left church. She said she couldn't bring herself to tell anybody what she had done. And she said the day she wanted to actually open up to her pastor, that period the sister fell into fornication and she got pregnant out of wedlock, and the pastor warned everybody not to attend her wedding, the sister's wedding. In fact, how in the entire wedding, but because she said she was present for the wedding, she said in the wedding maybe only like 2 or 3 workers in the church was out of about 300 workers, only about 2 or 3 were present. And those people really, really had close ties to her, not like just random workers. So the church judged her concerning that bad behavior. She couldn't even go there because seeing what they did to a worker, how will she, a member, admit that this is what she had been doing? So she just left the church. And this time she became worse. She said she stopped feeling guilty at this point, and she started sleeping with married men because they are calmer and they know how to spend money. And also she just needed money to survive in school. Apart from her school fees, her daddy doesn't really care about how she lived. And I was like, how come no one suspected? She was like, they know the right time for her head now. Then I told her that you could have just gathered all the money that you're using to sleep with people and start business again. She was like, money that I did not work for is faster and sweeter. I just laughed and it was so funny. And she continued. She was like, in a day she spends at least 3,000 naira, and she doesn't talk to anybody. So if she doesn't talk to people, she doesn't sleep around too. She said she only focuses on one person at a time. In my mind, I'm thinking, are you trying to say you are a touche prostitute or what? We listen, we don't judge. Then I asked her, why are you telling me all this now? She was like, she does not know. She just believes that after God used me to save her from dying, she knows she needs saving at this point because she doesn't recognize herself anymore. She said she has been doing her stuff for the past 1 year, no issues, until last week, and someone started spreading her gist that she was a prostitute, and everyone started gossiping about her. Then I was like, I thought you didn't care. This girl does, I don't care. She doesn't really care, but she doesn't talk to people. She doesn't care. She was like, at first she did not care, but the gist seemed to go around, and she said she doesn't want to mention the person's name, that the person came to gist about everything that people have been saying about her. I told her that I know who is capable of doing that, but since you don't want to mention him, no problem. She said her roommate started to look at her with disgust, that she can literally see the disgust in the eyes of her roommate, in the eyes of everyone as she's walking. Everybody is looking at her with disgust. That she has never really, even these days, she just remembered everything that she has been through. She's just done. She's just tired. It was as if she buried it somewhere before, but now that everybody's talking about it, everything just came up to the surface, and she's sad. She just told God that, God, just give me one chance. Just prove to me that you still exist. If I'm going to kill myself right now, but if somebody comes, because nobody talks to her again, but if somebody comes to ask her how she's doing, which nobody has really asked her how she's doing since she and that man issue, nobody has really asked her. So if somebody should ask her, it means that it was God that sent the person. And that was when I came in. But she said that, look at you now. You had a normal childhood. That she never had a normal childhood. Is she not human? Is she not so human? That why was God looked at her and let her mother die? God looked at her and let her go through everything in the hands of her uncle and auntie. God was watching her through. God was watching her even when pastor, a so-called man of God, cheated her. If God exists, if he really, really exists, why is that happening to her? And you know what? At this point, I took a big sigh, like, and I told her, you know what? Jesus has been poorly introduced to you. Nobody has ever really introduced Jesus to you. So can you permit me to introduce the Jesus of the Bible to you? Not the traditional Jesus, not the political Jesus, not the religious Jesus, not the transactional Jesus that people have sold to you, but the Jesus of the Bible. She was like, at this point, she wants to receive anything that can save her from herself. That this Jesus I'm talking about, this because she has heard of Jesus so many times, but can you really save her from herself? I said, she's about to find out. Let me just tell her about Jesus. Then I started. Follow me for more in episode 4. Thank you for listening this far.
On this mountain to drink from.